right. Good evening, guys. I think we are experiencing a couple of little difficulties, but we are live on YouTube, on Facebook, and I'm here with my very good friend, Jacob. And I'm so excited.
I'm excited to be here.
That you're doing this with me.
I'm privileged you asked. I've been looking forward to it since you asked me.
Have you?
Yeah, I haven't seen you in forever.
I know.
It's good to see you.
I know.
You're all cut up now. You're looking good with
I would
your hair.
give you a big old bro hug, but
it's against the law.
It's
not really
we're not. I mean, we're not that close, but we're not. Things are opening back up. I think you can get a little closer.
Yeah.
So before we talk about you a little bit, we do have a game that we're going to play with you guys. We are in a brand new location, a brand new location on the church property, filming this. And so the very first person that will comment in and tell us exactly where we are.
It's a good game. I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one.
It might be.
It's going to be a tough one. But if they guess where we are at filming, I know it looks similar because they have the same background, same TV, same handsome host, same wonderful guest.
Equally handsome co-host.
Well,
just saying.
Excessively handsome co-host. You know, it's going to be difficult for them to figure out where we're at. So you guys guess and try to figure that out. Sarah will let us know exactly who wins that. And so last week I had Nick on here, and I scared him with some clowns. And it was hilarious.
It's a good thing to scare him with.
And you know, I was thinking this week, I was like, what can I scare Jake with? Then I remembered, you're not scared of anything. You're like a man's man.
That's right.
It's the beard. Yeah.
The beard protects me from all elements of life. So, extra power. It's
perfect. It's like your superpower.
Yeah, exactly.
Your beard is your superpower.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. All right, so we're gonna play a couple of games with Jake tonight. We're also gonna play a couple of games where you are gonna be able to win some gift cards. We're gonna do sword drills tonight, if that's even possible. Online.
We got this. It's gonna be good.
And so here's the rules for sword drills online. Is we're gonna give you a chapter and a verse from one book of the Bible. We're gonna say charge. Of course, we can't police that.
No.
We're just gonna have to give you the verses that go.
We're trusting your integrity.
No, we're not. No, we're not. I would cheat if I were at home. So, because it is for a gift card. You can I have one Starbucks gift card and I have some Walmart gift cards. So, what you're gonna do is the first person to type the verse into the comments is gonna be the winner. So.
You're going to have that one person like one fingering it, you know?
Yes. One person's like,
Hey.
And listen, if you're an adult who kind of texts like this, don't even try. Because I don't want to segregate the adults from playing. But we're not going to give you a gift card if they win anyway. It's got to be a teenager.
That's only bragging rights if you win.
Exactly. But before we give you the first verse, me and Jake are going to play a game that I'm very excited about playing with you, and it's called Goat Vote.
Okay.
It's called Goat Vote. And do you know what GOAT stands for?
The greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about two different things, and we're going to be debating which one is the greatest.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a slide. Here's the rules for it. Time to decide who or what is the greatest of all time. Whether you vote with your head or your heart, be prepared to defend your answer.
Gotcha.
All right? So you can vote at home too. So whatever's up there, you can put in the comment section that this is what I vote for. Also, if you're going viewing tonight, we want to make sure that you put your comment or put your name in the comment section so we can give you something at the end of the show. Also, so here is the first one, Jacob, and that is ChickfilA or Popeyes. ChickfilA or Popeyes. I'm going to give you a second to write yours down. I'm going to write mine down, and my marker doesn't work.
So we're playing for the people's vote too, right?
No, we're just playing. We don't care what they say. This is really just what we think. All right. So you ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Popeyes.
Really? Oh, you're going to have to defend that one.
I like them both.
Okay.
I like them both. Now, I have never seen anyone get in a fight over a ChickfilA sandwich. Just
True.
saying. I have seen them get over fights for Popeyes sandwich.
Okay. All right. That's a valid argument.
But Popeyes chicken is a little bit more crispier. So it's crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside, where Chick-fil-A's is just a little bit of soft on the outside and juicy on the inside.
Okay.
Doesn't have that crunch.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can't speak to this a whole lot because I've had one Popeye sandwich.
Okay.
One Popeye sandwich, and it was really tough.
Really?
It was tough.
You need to try it again.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Coming from a fat guy.
I'm also a fat guy. So.
Don't lie.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I am. Well. And here's another reason I choose Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A sauce.
Ooh.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
I'll give you that.
Is
sauce-wise,
awesome.
Chick-fil-A's got that. Chick-fil-A sauce is off the chart.
it's
my
hard
favorite.
to beat a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
You can't have a Chick-fil-A sandwich without Chick-fil-A sauce.
True.
I will argue that all day long.
Agreed. I
It's
agree with you
delicious.
100%
So
on
good.
that. So hopefully you guys were voting at home on that. I think it's going to be overwhelmingly Chick-fil-A, but that's just my guess.
Just prove Frank wrong.
Don't prove Frank right. All right, so here is the next one, Jacob. Ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, ketchup or ranch. And here's how we're gonna vote on this, for me anyway, because this is like a toss up for me. I love both of them. So do you already have your mind made up? You're already right.
Already got it loaded.
So I'm gonna go with, if I had to get rid of one, like I can't ever have one or the other again.
Okay.
I'm gonna vote that way.
Get
It's
ready to
really tough for me. You guys vote at home. Tell us what you think. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Ranch.
Ranch, definitely ranch.
Great minds.
And I think I'm gonna go first on this one.
You're
and
in.
I think it's because you can use ranch on more things.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I eat ketchup on fries and tater tots, burgers. I'll eat it on a burger once in a while. I really don't eat it on hot dogs. But ranch, I think I can use on multiple different things. And if I had to do without one or the other, I would have to choose ranch or ketchup.
I'm agreeing with you. Ranch you can put on everything. Ketchup is just specific things, but the ketchup flavor you have to be careful with it too because it overpowers things.
True.
So if you put too much on it, you're like, oh, it's all ketchup. But ranch, you
It's delicious.
pour it all over the place.
That, and if ranch were outlawed, I may never eat a salad.
I don't eat salads. Obviously.
I do enjoy salad, but I like ranch. So without ranch, I'm limited to, I like blue cheese. And some Dallas nachos.
Just throw it a little bit.
Did you?
Blue cheese is gross.
Come on.
It's a fungus.
It's true. It's true.
It's like drinking spoiled milk.
I'm interested to see what you guys said about ranch and ketchup. Do we have any votes? They're guessing, huh? Oh, they're guessing where I'm at. Okay, they're done with this game. They don't care about this game. All right, so let's do a, before we go to the next one, let's do a sword drill. Let's do a sword drill really quick. And we're gonna give a gift card away to the very first person who types it into the comment box and then sends it in to us. Now, at home, it may look like you're the winner. It may look like that you're the very first person to type it in and to submit it. But here's the thing. Your computer doesn't matter.
Exactly.
My computer matters. And so Sarah is going to be telling me, are you doing Facebook and... Okay. So she's doing Facebook and YouTube. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can play. And so here is the first... and while you're looking for it, while you're typing, we're going to be talking about another one of these things. But go ahead, and we're going to give you the book of the Bible, the chapter, and the reference. We're going to see how this goes.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Romans 12:2. Go ahead and find that. We're going to go ahead and look at the next one, Jake, and that is CocaCola or Pepsi.
Ooh.
Coca-Cola or Pepsi. You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. All right, I'm going to explain this in a second. All right, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Pepsi.
Coke. All right, so go ahead. Let's hear your argument.
Pepsi is something I grew up on.
Okay.
That's what my dad drank.
All right.
So I never really had a lot of Coke in my house, so I didn't grow up with it. I like Coke, and if you give me a Coke, because with Pepsi, I'm happily going to drink it.
Yeah.
But if you give me the option, I think Pepsi has a better flavor.
Okay.
And it's from Winston-Salem.
That is true.
I
true.
like to support local companies.
And Coke is from Atlanta, which I'm a huge Braves fan, so...
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's not why I drink it. I just think, as far as the cola part goes, now every other product, I prefer Pepsi. So like Mountain Dew, I like it better than Mellow Yellow.
Okay.
And I like, I used to like 7-Up better than I did Sprite. I don't like Sierra Mist at all.
So
And Dr. Pepper, yeah,
Mr. Pibb?
much better than
Yeah,
Mr. Pibb.
way better.
But Coke, I just think, I don't like Pepsi. It's bitter to me.
Really?
Yeah, Pepsi's bitter to me. And I really want to just I'm going to put this because this is really Coke Zero.
I do drink Coke Zero.
Coke Zero is amazing.
It is really good. Pepsi
It's
Max
so
is
good.
really good, or Pepsi Zero.
I don't like
I
that
don't
either.
like that Pepsi copy Coke. It was Pepsi Max, and then they decided to change it to Pepsi Zero.
Pepsi Zero Sugar
Yeah.
or something like that.
Trying
Yeah.
to make it look like Coke.
Yeah. So do we have a winner on the Madeline McKinney?
Nice.
Won the
Great job.
gift card for. Did she get all the punctuation?
She did.
I'm just kidding. All she did was copy
She
and paste.
copied and pasted.
She copied and pasted,
It's
which is
wise.
okay. I didn't say that
Wise.
wasn't a rule. I didn't say that was a rule.
Just utilizing resources at that point.
Exactly. All right, so here we're going to give you another scripture reference to do while we're talking about this next one. And so we'll get Madeline the gift card. Just tell us if you want Starbucks or Walmart on that, Madeline. The next scripture reference is my life verse, or the season of my life verse.
Okay.
And that is Psalm 27:4. You guys go ahead and look that up. Jacob and I are going to talk about another one of these, and it is going to be Ohio State, Michigan, or North Carolina, Duke rivalries. Yep. So let's go ahead and see. You guys know what I'm putting down. I don't even have to write it down. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
I'm with you.
Okay, all right, perfect. I didn't even write Duke. I refuse to write it. I refuse to write it. So let me hear your argument behind it, because mine
Well-
could be linked.
It's local.
Okay.
You know, either way, Appalachians beat teams from both leagues. So North Carolina last year
Football.
would beat Michigan in
Football last year.
2007. Yeah.
Got us.
But I don't care about Michigan or Ohio State at all.
Yeah.
It's local. It's hometown.
Yep.
It's Duke and UNC.
Yep.
I mean,
And I'm gonna.
more people watch the Duke UNC, I would say, than Ohio Michigan.
Yeah, I have
I don't
no
know if that's
idea
true.
about that.
I don't know if that's
I have
true.
no idea about that.
Yes.
But if you are in the boat of, and I think everybody that would watch us would almost agree with us, because everybody's local. But I would say if you're on that boat of Ohio State, Michigan, like Ohio State's won 8 straight football games, and many of them have just been absolute blowouts.
Yeah.
And I was looking it up today, and a lot of them are just blowouts. And in my opinion, it's not even a rivalry at this point because Ohio State owns them. So go back 31 years. This is before North Carolina and Duke played this year twice, which Duke beat them twice this year. One time in overtime, and then the other time they beat them pretty good at Duke. But before this season, the last 50 times they played each other, all right, 25 and 25.
Yeah.
And you can't even go to who scored more points because both teams had scored 7,746 points in those 50 games. You would have to go into
That's crazy.
overtime. And that's a rivalry.
But my thing with them, too, is that you can be having the worst season ever. Like, UNC was not having a great year this
Horrible.
year. But every time, they're going to show up.
Yeah.
You can lose every game and it come to be Duke and Carolina,
Yeah.
and you're going to play like you're the best team in the world.
Absolutely.
And it's just awesome. It's
Absolutely.
good to watch.
Also, and so Ohio State and Michigan are almost 200 miles apart
Okay.
in distance.
Yeah, we're
North
like-
Carolina Duke's 8.
Yeah.
And so that's huge. Plus, Duke's a private university. North Carolina's a public university. And so all of those things tie into the rivalry. I think they just literally genuinely hate each other.
Yeah.
And I just, me personally, there is no better rivalry in sports.
I agree. I like
than
that one. I like that one.
So, did we get a winner on the Psalm 27:4? Ted. Come on.
Ted.
Come on, Ted.
What?
Ted, my man.
Nicely done.
I want to know if Ted copied and pasted. Okay. So, Ted, did Madeline pick Walmart or Starbucks?
She picked Starbucks.
All right, so I'm out of Starbucks cards. You get a
Don't blame
Walmart
you.
card. Yeah, thank
Wise
you.
choice.
Thank you. Yeah. So let's do this one right here. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
Vincent Van Gogh or Bob Ross
That's a
Vincent Van Gogh.
no-brainer. No-brainer.
or Bob Ross. Yeah, I think. All right, 3, 2, 1. Bobby.
Come on.
Bobby Ross.
It's the afro.
It is, man.
You can't paint with the afro, and it's just awesome.
I'll just be honest. I could not care less about a Van Gogh painting.
Also, I can't spell Vincent Van Gogh, so I don't want to look like an idiot online. So
VGV. Let's just go with that.
the one on the right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Left.
Bob Ross. Bob Ross. We're not even going to talk about that one because that one's too easy.
It's too simple.
We're just gonna paint a little happy tree here. There's no mistakes, and
He's always happy with his afro.
he is, man. He's fantastic.
You can look at Bob Ross and know who he is. You show me
Oh.
a picture of Vincent Van Gogh. No
Well, I
clue.
wouldn't know.
I know the painting.
Yeah.
I don't know what he looks like.
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
Not a clue. Oh, is he missing
Oh,
an
is
ear?
he really?
Like legit? Is that why? Doesn't he do like the abstract kind of like weird looking? Okay,
Explains
that's
a
why.
lot.
Makes him
Explains
feel
a
better
lot.
about himself.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more Bible verse, and then we're going to do one more goat vote.
Okay.
And so here's the Bible verse. We're going to do our Illuminate verse, which is John 8:12. John 8:12. Go ahead and find that one. And here is the last one.
Should know this by heart, guys.
Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Tom Brady.
Tom
Oh,
Brady.
I'm surprised at that.
Why?
I just
He's
thought you
the
were.
GOAT.
I thought you hated him though.
No.
Oh, okay.
I
was
like
wrong.
New England.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, I liked him.
Yeah.
New
Now you're
England.
Tampa Bay. No,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Tampa Bay. No, I'm a Redskins
I'm
fan.
surprised by this. I really thought you were going to go with Manning.
No,
really
I
thought you
like
would go with
Manning's personality better. I think Tom Brady's coming out more in the public, so you get to see his personality a little
Yeah.
bit. But if I'm looking at football, Peyton Manning has won 2 Super Bowls.
He has won 2.
Tom Brady's won like 5?
6.
6?
Yeah.
I go with championships.
But I do have a little bit of an argument here because
Okay.
Peyton Manning is my favorite football player of all time.
Really?
I do. I love Peyton Manning.
Didn't know that.
Yes. Love Peyton Manning. And so if I could argue for Peyton Manning for just a second, so they met 17 times head to head. And Tom Brady won 11 of those. So that doesn't really help Peyton Manning's cause either.
No.
6 Super Bowls and 2 Super Bowls. Doesn't really help his cause.
No.
What does help Peyton's cause a little bit, I think, is they met 5 times in the playoffs. 4 of those times was in the AFC Championship game. Peyton won 3 out of 4 of those
Okay.
to send them to the Super Bowl. So head to head, yes, it's lopsided, regular season and stuff, but when they played in the postseason, he won 3 out of 5 times, and 3 of those 4 wins were in the AFC Championship game.
Another thing I like about Tom Brady is that if you look around what surrounds him, they don't get the number 1 picks.
True.
Ever.
True.
They get the people that no one's really heard much of, and they develop them into it. And so a lot of times Brady didn't have receivers that could catch. He might have 1 or 2, but yet they still find a way to win. And I
They had
think that
like a
his
Wes
leadership.
They kind of did theirs in free agency, like
Yeah.
Randy Moss
Yeah.
and Wes Welker.
And I feel like he had that leadership ability to
Sure.
be able to pull his guys together and overcome those mishaps.
Absolutely.
No running game at all,
Yeah.
usually. Come on. And
All right.
no defense.
So we agreed that Tom Brady's the greatest of all time.
I agree.
And I really don't think it's even an argument
No.
because I love Peyton Manning. And
I
for
like
me to
Peyton
say
Manning,
that,
too. I like Peyton Manning, too.
yeah, for me to say that
Yeah.
is it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It hurts me a little bit to say Tom Brady, but I had to. Did we get a winner on that one? Ian.
Nice.
Big Eye.
Big Eye.
Big Eye won that
Look at
one.
that.
All right, man. The guys coming through. I thought that would be swept by the girls. I really did think that would be swept by the girls.
They hit it
Sarah's
hard.
shaking her head. Absolutely.
They hit it hard with the first one.
It did.
And
The
then
girls
just
the
kinda
girls
died
came
down.
in strong, but after that.
Maybe
got
they
shut
all
them
thought
down.
that she would just continue winning, and so they stopped playing.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe so.
Maybe
That's what I'm
it.
going to go with.
Do we have a winner for no winner?
The
What?
location?
Let's hear some of the guesses.
We've had the choir room.
Choir room? No.
Office.
Church
the
office?
Daniel's office.
Nope.
The teen room.
Nope.
Balcony.
We were there already.
Bill's Hall. The cafe. The youth room. 3 and 4-year-old room. Nursery.
That's
junior
very
church.
specific. Wow.
I know. So.
Has anyone
Should we-
picked
Locker room.
Locker room?
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's not
I would not have
it,
thought
but-
about that.
I would not have thought
Would
about
not
that.
have thought about that.
Y'all keep guessing. Keep guessing. Should we give them a hint?
That's what I was about to ask. Do you want to give a
In the
hint?
church building.
We are in the church building.
Somewhere.
In
Somewhere.
somewhere in the church building. We're not in the ark. Downstairs.
Oh, that would be fun.
That'd have been fun. Wait, could you see me inside of the
Nope,
little
I
bitty
think
ark?
both of us in there would not be an option. All right, so over the past couple of weeks, we've kind of had a segment on here that we've called Truth Bomb. And actually, you know what? Let's do this first. Let's do. I'm like messing Ben up big time on my PowerPoint right here. But I think that maybe they can see these. We're gonna do a couple of memes, and these are some memes that I found funny. We're going to do maybe 3 this week. But these are memes that I have found funny during the week, and so I just show them or whatever. So right here, are you a cat person?
No, I'm a dog person.
Okay, that's what I thought.
No, I'm a dog.
That's what I
love
thought.
dogs.
So here is the very first meme right here, and it says this. It says, new study confirms cats can't spread COVID-19, but
That's so
would
true.
if given the opportunity. They are evil. You're so evil.
I don't want an animal that would eat me if I died in my house.
No, that cats are a whole different breed. I have 2 cats.
You do?
I do. They're outside because we saw a couple of snakes at the house, and so we got cats. But that meme is spot on.
It's spot on.
They can't do it, but if I could, I'd give you COVID-19 in a heartbeat.
And they would sit there and watch it.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
would sit there and watch you suffer. I
They
really
absolutely
feel like
would. They absolutely would. All right, so here's one that Eli Falls made for me. Eli Falls, your brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law, yeah.
Your brother-in-law made this meme for me this week, and I absolutely have fallen in love with this meme. And here is this meme. My hilarious dad jokes, and you can't see it right there, but there's a wrestler underneath him, and it says "My ungrateful youth group" because they just don't appreciate my humor.
They can't.
They don't
I
appreciate
don't get it. Because you're a hilarious guy.
Thank you.
Pretty funny.
One of these days, like I spend a lot of time with Chris. Chris is here tonight, and Chris just doesn't appreciate my humor. Like he thinks I'm an old man. And one of these days he's gonna look back and say,
That's
"Man,
messed
that
up,
guy
man.
was really funny."
He really will.
He's
He'll
really
probably
entertaining.
take your jokes and steal them as he gets
That's
older.
exactly. He's like a
And
cat.
claim them to be his.
He's like a cat.
I can see that.
Yeah. He's got like how many cats do you have? Like 9? 3. Same thing. So don't get sarcastic with me. All right, so here is the last meme. Here's the last meme, and this one says, "How Moses looked at his mom when she was dropping him in the river." It says hashtag meme history. Hashtag meme history. Moses was not having it. He
No.
was not happy about
Like,
this.
Mom, what you doing?
Like, what are you doing? Why you put me in this basket?
No, I don't like water.
I don't even like bath time. What are we doing
Moms, I can't swim.
here? Come on.
Yeah, there's some alligators
Alligators
down
in here. Just saw an alligator. Oh man, so that's the memes. I had a couple that you guys sent me. I didn't have a chance to show them tonight. But we're going to go ahead and do this segment called Truth Bomb. And so what we've done over the past couple weeks is we've just kind of asked random questions to get to know our guest. And so what I wanted to do this week, I want to do something a little different. And Jake has a pretty powerful testimony. And I wanted him to share that with you guys because I think it'll resonate with our teenagers to hear your life growing up in a Christian home, being a Christian, and all those things. So I want you to just share a little bit about your testimony tonight.
Happy to do it. So I was raised in a Christian home. Mom and Dad raised me in church. We're in church every chance we got, all that good stuff. My grandparents had been coming to this church for 70 plus years.
So tell me who your grandparents are, in case they don't know.
Ralph and Carolyn McCollum. If you don't know who that is a little shorter lady that sings in the choir every once in a while.
What's the song that she sings in the choir?
Still
that
Blessed.
Yeah, Still Blessed. So
Still
everybody
Blessed.
would know her by that.
Yes, that's my grandma.
And your grandpa's the funniest human being.
Hilarious. We cannot tell any of his jokes.
He's
Not
hilarious.
the place for
That
that.
guy's hilarious.
But they've been here for over 70 years. They
Wow,
were
70.
actually at the old building, the original building
Yeah.
at the railroad tracks. And my grandfather and his dad would come light the furnace to warm the church up when he was young, he was a little kid. And my grandma was singing in the church over there.
Yeah.
So 70 plus years.
That's incredible.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I was, just surrounded by church and God and my grandma, I can remember her always trying to tell us how to get saved and, about salvation because she would watch us when we were out of school or during the summer when my parents were working. And it never made sense to me, like at all. I didn't understand the words, didn't understand what she was saying. It just didn't resonate with me one bit. And so when I was 7, our pastor at the church we were going to preached a message about hell. And for some reason that night, everything made sense. The whole story made sense. And I knew at that moment if I died, I was going to hell. I knew it. 7 years old, I knew it. And it was funny because I can get emotional sometimes, especially when it comes to God and church and different things. And so I was crying like the whole service. And my brother made fun of me the entire service.
That's a Jeremy.
Yeah, that's my brother. And so he made fun of me and picked on me the entire time we were in church.
That's so funny.
It gets better. So after the service, my mom was playing the piano and filling in. And so I went up to her and told her, I wanted to get saved. So I went to the altar. And the shirt my brother was wearing was the same color jacket my pastor was wearing. So when the arm came across me at the altar, I thought it was my brother to make fun of me. And I was like, get off me! But it ended up being my pastor. I got saved that night and accepted Jesus as my Savior. So I started living my life for God and really trying to devote myself to Him. And, you know, I spoke a couple of times at church and try to live my life for Christ during high school and during all the sports I played and be an example for Him. But something happened. I can't remember the exact year. I was 19 or 20 years old, and, you know, I honestly got into a state of, you know, a state of depression in some sense. You know, nothing made me happy. Everything was, for some reason, was just dark around me. I couldn't find that joy, and I didn't know why. You know, that lasted for 6 months or so, where I couldn't find happiness at all. You know, I didn't know why. I couldn't understand why, and I never really thought about suicide, but I would pray that God would just end it. You know, to the point where I would pray that someone would run a light, hit me, end it. But I didn't know why. You know, I was trying to live for Christ. I was trying to live for God. And so that took me to a point where the devil put a thought in my mind. Well, maybe it's because you're doing what God doesn't want you to do. Because, you know, I had spoke a couple of times in church, and maybe I wasn't supposed to do that, and maybe, you know, I'm getting punished somehow for doing something God doesn't want me to do. You know, so I fought that for a while. I was like, no, that's not the case. It's not the case. And then the devil used that one little avenue, one little thought to get to me, to give me another thought. Well, maybe it's because you spent your whole life loving people and helping people and trying to make other people happy that you just forgot how to make yourself happy. And that's all it took. And for that moment where I accepted that, I stopped living my life for God and started living my life for myself. I was saved. I had no doubts in my mind that I was saved. But I just started living my life for myself. And so, I'm not going to get into details, but, you know, I've done a lot of things in my life I'm not proud of. And I lived that life of partying and bars and different things for 5-6 years of my life, from 19, 20 to 25, 26 years old. And I can tell you, if you guys knew me then, you would not like me now. You know, that you would not look at me the same way than you would look at me now. And what kills me as well is there's people out there that still look at me that way. Sure. That will never see me another way.
Sure.
You know, and that's the sad thing, the sad factor.
Do you feel like those bridges are burned with those certain people that knew you in a certain life and that lifestyle, and they still look at you that way?
Not all of them, I don't think. I feel like some of them may be. When I started coming to Kerwin and started trying to get my life where I was actually student teaching in West Forsyth, so I was living in Winston while I was student teaching. I started visiting Kerwin. And so after I graduated and joined Kerwin, I started living, you know, trying to get out of that lifestyle. And a lot of those bridges got burned because I wouldn't go to bars with people anymore. I wouldn't go drink anymore with them because I was trying to get away from all that. I was trying to separate myself because I knew I would give in again. And so I don't know if they're burnt, but a lot of those people don't talk to me anymore. You know, they don't speak to me anymore. And I don't know the reasoning. You know, hopefully I didn't mess anything up or do anything to hurt them. I hope it's not the case, but it may be. But I remember one night that really grabbed my attention, and I was sitting in my room, and in college I was in a fraternity, and I had a lot of, you know, acquaintances. I knew a lot of people knew me, and I was kind of a known face around campus and different things. But I remember sitting in my room one night just feeling all alone. Like, you know, I have all these people around me, but no one feels like, it really didn't feel like anyone really cared about me.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there in my room, you know, crying. And I remember that moment, and I hope I never forget that moment, that God started showing me that He didn't leave me. I'm the one who left Him. That it was my fault.
Yeah.
That He loved me. Now, I didn't start right back at church. You know, it took me a little while,
Right.
but that's something I never forgot. And you know, I've told your classes and Vacation Bible School before, but you know, it's, all that sinful things are fun while you're doing it, but they have consequences.
Sure.
You know, and if I'm honest, because I know your classes, you know, teens and some are ready to go to college and stuff, a lot of those choices I made in my life, I'm still paying for now. And I graduated in 2012.
Yeah.
Especially the financial burden that I put myself in, just so I can have a good time and have fun. You know, it lasts. But then I started to come into Whirlwind and getting my life right, and God, it's so cool. Now, yes, I regret the decisions I've made. Yes, I regret the time I wasted where I could have been serving God. But I'm so thankful for the lessons He taught me through all that.
Yeah.
That's the one part I can be thankful for through all my mistakes, is God taught me so many lessons that I hope I never forget.
Yeah.
And now I get to look back at my life and see the blessings He's had, things I never thought would happen. Even just having a house, my things that I did financially with student loans and different things, I never thought I'd even have a house, because no possible way.
Yeah.
And now I get to look back and just see how God worked everything out.
Sure.
Because at the time, I still didn't think I could.
Right.
Same with Jess. You know, I was able to find a wife, and God put a wife in my life that loved me and cared for me, and still hopefully does. If you're watching, loves me. And you know,
Larkus. There you go.
it's a blessing to look back, and now I get to look back and just see all the things that are obstacles I saw in my life and things I never thought I would have, and just now get to look back and see God working and see God moving and God working those things out in my life. And you know, I'm no way close to being an example or being a role model or being anything along those lines, but what God's brought me from in my life to what I am now is just awesome to see God moving.
Yeah.
But you know, those things have consequences, and they don't leave overnight.
Yeah.
And I've had kids tell me in my bus class, you know, I know people will like to party and have fun, and then they'll get saved at a later age, so I have time. You can't take back the things that you've done.
True.
And the faces of the people I've hurt, the times I can look back and show and remember the things that I've done to people, and that doesn't go away from me. I regret those.
Yeah.
And I don't even know some of the people to apologize to them. And that kills me.
Yeah.
But I've done it.
Yeah.
But God is so good, and He never left me. He never forsook me. He never gave up on me. And that's one of the biggest things that I want to pull out here. I know that one of the guys in my class texted me the other day and called me going through some stuff, and he said, through all this, I found out that God still loved me.
That's awesome.
And
That's really cool.
I can look back in my life and say, through all the stuff I've done, God still loved me.
Yeah.
You know, it's just awesome to see.
Yeah, you know, there's a couple of things like throughout that whole thing that really stuck out to me. One is that you're free to do whatever. You can choose to live whatever life you want to live. You know, that's part of growing up. That's part of maturing. That's part of becoming an adult. Is, you know, a lot of people want to make their own mistakes, and people want to live their life. And you know, you and I haven't always been a youth pastor. You know, I was in college, and it was Bible college. But my time, you know, being close to the Lord, it hasn't always been this way. And I would say that yours was more of an outward type rebellion. Mine was more an inward type of rebellion. I was doing all the right things. I was going to Bible college, and I was obeying all the rules, but the relationship wasn't what it was supposed to be. On the outside, and people look and think, oh, you know, he's an okay guy. He's not going out, and I didn't do the partying, and I didn't do the drinking and things like that. But what was going on in my heart was something that wasn't real. I mean, I was living a facade almost. Whereas, you know, the decisions that you make, little decisions, even decisions like you're talking about, you hurt someone, crush someone, and it's almost impossible now to go back, and you can apologize and things like that, but a lot of times damage is done, and you have to live with these regrets every single day, things that I've done, things that I've been involved in, and, you know, you can't shake those memories.
No.
And I think teenagers need to understand that they don't see the big picture a lot of times, and I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And you didn't either. I would say the majority of people, 99% of teenagers, don't look past probably next week. And, I'm living for the now. I'm living for myself. You said yourself, I'm not happy, so I'm going to live for myself. And they go out there and they do that, and they make these decisions. And in the moment, the Bible even tells us that sin is pleasurable for a season. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
All right, let's stop lying to teenagers and saying that, sin is awful, yes, but it is enjoyable.
Yes.
Because it's fleshly. It appeals to our flesh. And so the Bible tells us that it's pleasurable for a season, meaning that passes away over time, and now we're on the other side of those sins, on the other side of those decisions that we made, and now comes the regret. Now comes those feelings of, man, I wish I hadn't done that, but there's nothing I can do to change it. And even feeling sometimes of, man, I got involved in this in an early age and I can't shake it. Addictions and things like that. And what I love about your story and a lot of people's stories is that through all of that, through every bad decision that was made, through every poor choice or poor word or this or that, through all of that, we see that God was there and that God loves and that God is ready to restore.
That's right.
And it's such a beautiful picture, man. You said to me, or you said to everybody, that if you had known me during that time, you wouldn't have anything to do with me. You know what? God knew you during that time.
Yeah.
God knew me during that time. There's a lot of people at this church. You would not allow me to be the youth pastor at this church if certain things were known. But you know what? God knows every one of them.
That's right.
And still He allows me to be the youth pastor. That's His calling on my life. I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. There's a bunch of people out there that, man, they are way more qualified to do this than I am. And, you came in at a good time when I was kind of working with the singles department. And you're still working with the singles department. You kind of became, my right-hand man in the singles department. And, man, to see you grow and to be able to grow together with you, I think that's been pretty awesome.
It has been.
And you have always been one of my biggest encouragers. You have that gift. I don't have that gift. I don't have the gift of encouragement. I have other gifts, but I don't have that gift. They'll tell you, these guys I don't have the gift of encouragement. Maybe sarcasm, but not encouragement.
It's a good gift.
But you have that gift and you use that gift. And so whatever you were at one time isn't you now.
Yeah.
And that is not you, and you agree to that. It's not you. The Lord is so good to us to be able to take what we have, it's almost like that, I think about that song that Preacher sings, The Brush. Like we paint this picture that we want, and we say, this is what I want in my life, and I want to be happy, and I want to be successful, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to marry a beautiful woman or a handsome guy, whatever the case may be. We paint this picture, and what happens is we absolutely destroy it. And we make our own decisions trying to achieve what it is that we want to accomplish. And then we have to just take it to the Lord and say, you know what? I've made a complete mess of this, and I need you to fix it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm. One of the things I was telling you about with the decisions I made and the consequences I'm facing, or have been facing for years, especially financial hardships. It got to the point where I had so many student loans. If you need advice about student loans, any help with all this, let me know. I'm happy to talk to you, teens, parents, whatever.
You're like an expert.
Close. Spent a lot of time. But I was in such a financial hardship, and at the point where I was trying to get my life back right with God, I was at a really financial hardship, and then God convicts me about tithing.
That's perfect.
No lie. And, to be honest with you, at that point, I could not afford 10%. Like, legit, it's not like, if I give you 10%, then I'm going to have hardly anything. I wouldn't have been able to give 10% financially. Not at all. And so I remember, I don't know if Daniel was telling a story, Brother Joe, or Brother Joe's told a story about the guy that came in and said, I don't have 10% to give. And he's like, we'll just start at $50 a month. And then by the end of it, he was like tithing $500 a paycheck and wanted, complaining about it. And went to the altar and prayed and said, well, let this man be able to tithe $50 again and, cut his pay back down to, where he's able to give that or whatever. It was something along those lines.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I don't have to start at 10%. And so I promised God I would give this much a month. It wasn't much at all up to a lot of people's standards, but it was a lot to me. You know, and then ever since that moment, I watch God provide just the little things.
Mhm.
You know, I'm sitting in the church one Sunday morning, and my family goes to eat after, service. Not anymore. Used to. Pre-COVID.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I didn't have enough money to even pay for my lunch
Yeah.
at all. And just happened that the guy that built the Zaxby's in Walkertown came and visited, and my brother was still over the greeting ministry here.
Yeah.
Started a conversation. The guy's like, yeah, I'm just here for a little bit. I built the Zaxby's down there. That's what I do. They're having a dry opening today. You can invite anyone you want to and get free food.
Really? That's crazy.
And I remember that paycheck, looking at my finances and saying, God, I don't have it.
Yeah.
I made this promise to you, but I don't have it.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll give it anyway because I promised it.
Yeah.
And
so
ever
cool.
since that moment, it's just like, you got this.
Yeah.
And he's just teaching us that.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to look back on those things, even though I made a mess of things,
Sure.
how God still loves me enough to
Yeah.
take care of things.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome to see. Like you said, I don't think I would appreciate it as much if I wouldn't have trusted God and he wouldn't have showed me, hey man, I love you.
Yeah.
I'm here for you.
Yeah, that's an important part of it too. Is our faith, and faith is, I like to describe it as almost like a muscle.
Yeah.
And you exercise that faith muscle. I don't have this. I've either got to eat lunch, or I can give you the money that I promised you I would give you. So I'm going to give it to you. And so you exercise that faith muscle, and God comes through, and He provides it a lot of times in a supernatural way, like that right there. And I can't tell you the amount of times like a church member has come up to Jessica or I, or gave us a card and said, "Hey, we were thinking about you, praying about you," and it's exactly what we need in that moment. I mean, none of us are ever going to get rich from working in ministry and things like that. I don't do it for the money.
No.
I love what I do. I absolutely am thrilled to do this job, and I'm taken very well care of. But we're not going to get rich doing this. But it's interesting. God, you said that you didn't have the money, you're worried about these finances, and then all of a sudden, God starts dealing with me about tithing. God works in mysterious ways, and I'll tell you this story. I was out to eat with a guy. He goes to our church, and this guy came in that he knew, and he didn't really care for the guy too much. And so he had done him wrong or something like that, and so he begins to tell me all the things that this guy has done to him. And he's just like, man, just raking this guy over the coals. And we get ready to go pay, and he's like, got this look on his face, like, what's wrong? He's like, God just told me to buy that guy's lunch. I thought that was the funniest thing. So he got the guy's ticket. He hated every second of it, but he went and paid and bought that guy's lunch. But anyway, I appreciate you sharing that, because that's one of those things that it's not easy to share sometimes, especially with you don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
It's easier to share, I think, almost in a congregation of people, because you're not as vulnerable.
Yeah. Because
you don't know who's watching and who's critiquing and things like that. So it's difficult to be raw and open like that a little bit. So I appreciate you sharing that. I know that helps our teenagers to see someone who's on this side of 30 and they're serving. You are 30, right?
31.
31, okay. I want to make sure. Wow, you're so young, man.
I do what I can.
Man.
It is in my name. I'll always be young.
That is true. That is true. That is true. That's 100% true. But
That's
I had
how
you.
I got Jess. I told her you'll always be young if you marry me.
Forever young.
Forever young.
That's it. But do me a favor. Promise me you'll come back, because I want to get to. We had portions of scripture we wanted to share with you guys tonight, and it just I'm glad that it went the way that it did, because I think that was what was needed tonight. That's what the Lord wanted tonight, and I believe that He's going to use what you said tonight to help some of our teenagers. But promise me you'll come back and we'll talk about the passage that you wanted to talk about. So if you want to read it, what was interesting, I was really excited about doing that, because we're doing a thing called Project 345, which is we're reading through the entire New Testament this year with our youth ministry.
Awesome.
And some of them are participating, some of them are trying to participate and keep up. It's hard. It's difficult to keep up with Bible reading.
It's hard as an adult.
It is. It is a youth pastor. It's difficult.
Hard.
This is my job, and it's hard to do that. And you teach Sunday school, and it's hard to keep up with it every single day. But some of our teenagers are doing really good with it. And so we just finished the book of Galatians, a couple weeks ago. And
Nice.
so I was really excited to be able to share a few of those things because that's fresh on their minds. But when Jake comes back, can you come back in 2 weeks? Because I got somebody next week.
As far as I know.
Which you're going to be excited about. Tim Barton's going to be here next week. So it may get a little bit crazy.
That'd be good. That'd
Next
be a good
week.
one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Who knows what that guy's
Who knows who's going to show up?
Yeah,
It
who knows
really
what
will
that
be
guy's
Tim.
going to do. But if you can do it in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
you'll come back and maybe we'll talk about the passage.
good.
I've enjoyed this. I always enjoy your company. Do we have a winner for the?
We do.
We do.
We do.
So we have a winner for
Who won?
who guessed
Oh.
where we're at. Tell me who won.
Got excited.
Reagan Richardson.
Reagan Richardson.
Nice.
Ray
She
won.
said David's office, which is.
It is. Well, yes.
It isn't anymore.
Yeah. It's not anymore.
We kicked
It
out.
is our new studio.
Nice.
Studio 6B is what we're. I don't know.
207.
Yeah, Studio 207.
207.
207 is on the
Sounds
door.
more official.
So Reagan won the gift card. I'm so glad that she won that gift card. So anyway, man, I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure that you watch our service after. Who's preaching tonight?
Brother Joe.
Brother Joe is
We're doing
preaching. We're showing a
doing
video of Brother Joe. Great. All right, so Brother Joe is going to be preaching tonight on our service. It'll be on Facebook and our website. So make sure you check that out. And appreciate you guys watching here tonight. Is there anything that I missed? Oh, let me mention this. Pensacola trip canceled because of COVID. Also, the trip down to my brother-in-law's for Bible school is canceled this year. So we'll get to all that information out on social media. I know it's kind of... I do have something in the works, and I'm hoping might work out. I might be able to tell you about next week. So hopefully that'll work out. But we are having a bonfire on June the 5th.
Nice.
Here at the church. And we're going to be social distancing. We're going to even have the 9 square out. We're going to play social distancing 9 square. We're going to have to
that
wash your
possible?
hands after every... If you get out, you have to wash your hands. We're going to have
Put
the hose.
hand sanitizer on
we're
each
gonna have
bowl?
to, yeah, exactly. We're going to figure it out. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching here tonight. Congratulations to you guys that won. And we look forward to seeing you guys next time. Night.